Following these well-established safety requirements can mean the difference between an employer seeing its worker ending a shift safely or having to watch as a worker's family and co-workers grieve a needless tragedy.
Are you on? Which side are you on?
Boss Watch is a segment. It's kind of the mirror image to last week in Southern Labor, where we like to take a look at what bosses were up to in the Southern United States and the American colonies, because you know, these are also things that don't really get as much news as you would hope, and especially considering, you know, bosses are found responsible for, you know, the deaths of working people all the time. Hundreds of workers die on the job every single day, and a majority of them are preventable. And so we need to learn from them and learn from what's been going on, and you know, we need to protect ourselves because the bosses aren't going to do it. Starting in Alabama, right here in our state, a Boaz mobile I almost said mobile because I was talking about Alabama. A Boaz mobile home manufacturer could have prevented a 62-year-old roofing laborer's fatal fall had the employer followed required fall protection standards, a U.S. Department of Labor investigation found. The department's Occupational Safety and Health Administration determined that a Cobco Builders employee was alone loading shingles as they straddled a 2-foot wide space between a platform and a mobile home's roof when they slipped and fell approximately 10 feet. OSHA cited Cobco Builders with 10 serious violations for hazards, including not providing fall protection, failure to train workers performing roof work at heights of 4 feet or more, not providing training to workers who operate forklifts, and not requiring workers applying adhesives to wear personal protective equipment, nor training them on the hazards related to the chemicals in use. The agency proposed $81,000 in penalties. As falls from heights continue to be the leading cause of fatalities and serious injuries in all industries, employers like Cobco Builders must know and understand the importance of fall protection standards and related training, said OSHA Area Office Director Joel Batiste in Birmingham, Alabama. Following these well-established safety requirements can mean the difference between an employer seeing its worker ending a shift safely or having to watch as a worker's family, friends, and co-workers grieve a needless tragedy.
Hey, 5 seconds, just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
In right next door in Georgia, a U.S. Department of Labor workplace safety investigation found that a Woodbury plastic and resin manufacturer could have prevented a 37-year-old employee from suffering fatal injuries by following required safety rules designed to keep machines from starting up during maintenance. Investigators with the department's Occupational Safety and Health Administration learned the maintenance technician at Crown USA was crushed inside an unlocked hooding pallitzer while servicing the machine. OSHA determined the company violated federal regulations by failing to use adequate machine guarding to protect employees from struck by and crushed by hazards, failing to train employees on energy control procedures and maintain training records, failing to conduct inspections of energy control procedures, exposing workers to serious respiratory hazards, and by not protecting them from accumulations of airborne particles of powdered pigment and other types of dust throughout the facility, not providing personal protective equipment that prevents eye and skin irritation, and failing to label containers properly according to hazardous communication standards. Crown USA received 8 serious and 6 other than serious violations. The company faces about $100,000 in proposed OSHA penalties. In Texas, the U.S. Department of Labor has ordered American Home Protect in Plano and its parent company, Porch Group, Inc. in Seattle, to reinstate and pay back wages and compensatory damages to an employee who was fired in June 2023 after informing upper management about deceptive business practices. A whistleblower investigation by the department's Occupational Safety and Health Administration found the employee alerted American Home Protect and Porch Group management that customer refunds after canceling services were not issued in a timely manner to hundreds of customers because the companies required them to complete unnecessary steps in the cancellation process. The employee suffered retaliation for reporting what they reasonably believed to be a violation of the law. In addition to ordering the employee's reinstatement, OSHA has instructed the employer to pay about $110,000 in back wages and $76,000 in compensatory damages to the employee. The agency determined the companies violated provisions of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act and the Consumer Financial Protection Act that forbid employer retaliation against a worker who raises concerns about inappropriate financial activities. We had a few in that we wanted to mention, even though we won't have the time to dig deeply into them in dishonorable mentions. A federal workplace safety investigation into PetMate in Arlington, Texas, identified 1 willful violation and 8 serious violations of required safety regulations during its inspection into how an employee suffered serious, severe facial burns in December 2023, and the company now faces about $300,000 in proposed penalties. Iron Hill Brewery, a chain across several states, has agreed to pay $115,000 and furnish other relief to settle an EEOC race discrimination and retaliation lawsuit for conduct from one of its Georgia locations. The EEOC alleged that Iron Hill Brewery retaliated against and ultimately fired a black employee because of his race and because of his complaints about the treatment of other minority employees. 8 home renovation companies in St. Louis, Missouri, have agreed to pay over $65,000 collectively in penalties to the EPA to resolve alleged violations of the Federal Toxic Substances and Control Act. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.